Yo, what's up guys, it's Talon, and today we're going to be talking about Fiora, who I honestly think is quite broken right now overall. So if you guys don't know, we are going to be playing probably Baron lane next season, and so I'm kind of practicing it this season so I can try to get solo queue Sovereign playing Baron lane, because again, I had you guys vote on a poll, and Baron lane did win over over ADC, which were the two options that I gave people. So you didn't see that first dash into the wall, obviously, or like dash and missing that. But overall, the reason I do think Fiora is so strong is just like she scales better than nearly any other champion on the side lane, but also has absolutely absurd kind of poke in lane. And here, obviously, not playing very well. Definitely like practicing champions and kind of limit testing and not playing very well in a lot of these games. Because I'm currently trying out Fiora and Gnar mostly, and I do plan to have Mordekaiser as my AP champion, but I haven't really played him yet. And so a lot of the things I'm kind of testing are like, for example, with Fiora, just like, can I dash into someone not hitting a vital and still win? Because there's some matchups you can just like not hit the vital and you win because of how good she is early game. There's other matchups where like you have to play around the vital. So like some champions, for example, say the vital spawns on the back of someone, sometimes you can still trade just around grasp, that type of thing. But this lane, I definitely did not play well at all. But again, just testing things out, trying to practice. And I'm losing a lot of games because I'm playing, obviously, in my main account, which means my matchmaking is going to be as though I'm a Sovereign. At this point, I think I'm like top 10 on the server. And that's what my matchmaking is going to like view me as. And then here, yeah, I think I get solo killed. Level 2 here, or level 3 rather. I can't talk, but yeah, pretty bad play by me, as we kind of see there. But yeah, like my matchmaking, it kind of views me as obviously like, Sovereign, whereas then I'm playing top lane. And if I'm playing top lane like Jace or Warwick, I mean, I've reached Sovereign playing autofill when I have to play a bunch of top lane, playing Jace and stuff. And I've obviously reached Challenger, in the past when Challenger was the highest rank on top lane, but it's been a while, and so definitely trying out some things, trying out some new champions, that type of thing. So definitely a lot of mistakes by me. And that's kind of the fun part about playing new champions in higher ranks when you are trying to learn something. You kind of get to test a lot more things. You get punished a lot harder by better players, but then improving and learning the matchups is kind of really enjoyable. And so we're going to be having a lot more top lane guides and stuff like that for you guys in the future. But here my jungle ends up staying around and it gives me the gank so that I can be in a fine enough spot. And you see here where I think able to get the kill. Yeah, we were able to get the kill. My top laner, or my jungle, does die, but it works out well because we crash a wave under the turret. And then here we're just going for the turret plates at this point. I don't remember, maybe I just knew where their jungle was, or maybe I was just like, I just had balls of steel. I don't really remember which it was, but either way, we end up getting a couple plates. And then this is kind of where the game turns around. And this is one of the reasons why Fiora is so broken. You can make mistakes in lane and then still kind of get away with a lot because of how fast you do push turrets. I've been taking demolish, and then yeah, you kind of do outscale really well. So even though we had the bad start in lane, played really bad in lane early, we're still kind of able to come back from it, right? And like, just imagine, I got better at lane and I'm not playing so bad, right? So that's kind of like what's fun for me, is like making these improvements, trying to learn a lot. And a lot of people, they'll have this issue where they'll try to learn new champions or stuff like that, and they'll get really frustrated because they will like struggle initially. They'll lose a lot. Like I've lost like probably 75% of my last like 20 or 30 games because, again, we're obviously playing new champs, new role. And some people, they'll get really tilted by that, or they'll be really discouraged. For me, some of my favorite parts of playing Wild Rift are when I end up losing a lot. Not because I like losing. I do prefer winning, don't get me wrong. But the reason that I kind of enjoy it, and then yeah, here we do get ganked. I don't even remember what happens here. Yeah, I think I end up ulting Gnar on accident, and I did not mean to ult Gnar, but he does end up dying, so it didn't work out too badly, but I meant to ult Investor there. But yeah, the fun parts about losing in Wild Rift is like usually that creates the opportunity to learn a lot more in the game in general. Like almost every time I've made the most improvement was after I lost a lot. Like when I went on my big streak to get rank 1, for example, and I know we're not talking specifically super hard about the game, and that's because when I get better at these champions, I'm going to be talking a lot more about them to you guys, and showing you guys a lot more, once I'm a lot better. But when I got my rank 1, or when I did my final push to rank 1, I switched to jungle. And the reason I switched to jungle is because I was losing a lot on mid lane, and then I made a video on Corrupt, and I noticed like, oh my god, Corrupt is doing all these things I've never even like thought of doing before. And then that pretty much immediately skyrocketed me to rank 1 like right after doing that. And these types of things are like really useful. Because anytime I lose, for example, you know, like the first day I learned Gnar, I've only played 2 days worth of Gnar now at this point. The first day I was playing Gnar, I was playing awful, really, really bad every game, because I'd never played the champion before. And then I went and I watched some like Chinese player playing Gnar, and after that, I immediately started having like a lot of really good games right afterwards. So I thought it was pretty cool, and like that's like some of the most enjoyable parts of Wild Rift for me, is that type of thing. But yeah, honestly, in trading into this Gnar, I was kind of trolling in terms of being in like near the wall. And yeah, just like trading into his Mega Gnar. Not very smart of me, but he does give me the kill anyway. And so honestly, like I said, like this game I don't think I played well at all. But you can see anytime you do get a lead on Fiora, he's pretty broken, and can just start running at people and pretty much dueling them all. And we can see like my team is not very good here. And we end up getting ganked by... So this Sion player as well, or this Jax player, his name is Inting Sion. He's the guy I made a video on. That Sion strategy, you know, like the Sion Inting strategy. I made a video on him like a couple months ago. He's Sovereign, and he has such a weird playstyle. He plays Heimerdinger mid lane. All he does is push turrets 24/7. Never has a good KDA, but he gets super fed every time. He plays Jax support, and he gets super fed. He pushes a million turrets and one-shots everyone with AP Jax late game, even though he's support. And he obviously plays Inting Sion. Like, he is really, really weird, but it works out. And it's also kind of unique to see like a strategy that actually works out well. And some people say he's just abusing matchmaking. Honestly, I genuinely think like he's just pretty good at playing the strategy. I don't think it's just matchmaking and just making it so that he can take advantage of it. I really do think it's actually like useful. The way he plays is like pretty good. And it's kind of like cheesy, right? It's like a pretty cheese play style, but a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. And you're going to see this game, like how much, you know, value he gets from the split pushing. But at this point in the game, like I did get pretty fed. My team's not doing great, so I kind of know like I want to stick a little bit more to the side lane. And that's what I found a lot. Like I've been able to carry some games on Fiora when I do get fed, which again, the biggest problem for me right now is my lane phase not getting fed as often as I could. But when I do get fed, I found kind of just sticking to the side lane in a lot of games is most often the best case for me. In this case, we do get the one shot onto the Echo, but I do die after. Again, probably a bit of an overextension. So again, like it's really cool for me because I see and have a lot of opportunities that I can improve on. Some of the main things that I'm thinking right now in top lane, like my lane phase, I'm not timing a lot of my aggression based on jungle pathing enough. So sometimes I'll be really aggressive, I'll trade well, but I get ganked because my enemy jungle or my jungle's pathing away from me and I don't know where their jungle's pathing. It turns out he ganks me, or like I go aggressive on bad timers, or like I'll get ganked and then I'll go aggressive like a minute and a half later, which is a timer where the jungle could be back on my side. I get ganked the second time, I lose, and the game's really bad because I get ganked twice and, you know, we're in a bad spot. And so like these certain situations in lane phase, especially revolving around jungle, but also sometimes just my own trading, not knowing the matchups well, are some like really fun things for me to improve on. And then there's also a lot of games where like the games are pretty even mid game, and then I end up going side lane. I go up like one wave too early. I go up on a wave when there's like 30 seconds until Baron spawns. I get caught on that wave, and then the enemy will win the game off that. Whereas if I waited one additional wave, I'd have pressure on the side lane and I wouldn't be caught, because if the enemy jungle tried to catch me on the next wave, then my team would get Baron. So these types of things are some of the initial things I'm looking at improving on. But as we see in this game, again, at this point, we are pretty fed. I know we haven't talked about it a lot. We'll kind of get more into the game now. So I'm up over 3k gold on the Gnar. I know I can 1v1 pretty much anyone at this point. And so pretty much my goal is make it really, really hard for the enemy to do anything as it relates to dealing with me. So I'm taking their blue buff. I'm taking whatever jungle camps I can on this side of the map. I'm making sure I have this wave pushing when the objective is spawning. I'm looking for those 1v1 or 1v2 outplays, trying to take advantage of Demolish. And again, just kind of sitting on this side lane pretty much permanently. You see here, we end up grabbing the Scorpion. And again, I'm just trying to draw pressure because I know if the enemy do go to me, my team's going to be in a good spot to get the dragon. If they don't go to me, I can 1v1 anyone on their team. And so they're kind of in a unique situation. And those are the types of things I like making the enemy have to deal with. where they kind of have to choose. And you see there, we end up getting the outplay. Again, you can pretty much one-shot people when you're this fed. So we end up flashing out of the Jax third ability. And then, yeah, we find the flash proto belt combo with our ultimate onto the Echo, and we do one-shot him. So always trying to trade 1-for-1. Now the problem is here, my team does get stalled out, and so Jax then is just able to get a bunch of the turret, and so it doesn't work out super well. And again, you can see the Jax support. This is what this guy does. Like, he's just constantly pressuring turrets, and it's really odd. And it's kind of unfun to have on your team and unfun to play against, because if it's on your team, then he's like just pushing turrets 24/7. It feels less useful. But if he's on enemy team, it's really annoying dealing with him pushing all your turrets. So here you see now he just goes mid lane, gets another turret. Guy's pretty much just taking all the turrets 24/7. I am really fed, so I can pretty much one-shot him. I think I try to stun him here. And we do barely kill him. That was actually pretty close. And you can see, like, I'm a super fed Fiora, and he's nearly able to 1v1 me, because he actually has a lot of gold. But either way, we do get the shutdown there. And so we do lose the mid turret, I believe. And yeah, I mean, we're in a really rough spot at this point. Again, my main goal is just side lane, play around gold bounties, try to at least get some level of pressure, and then hope my team can maybe steal a random Baron, or again, maybe the enemy overextend and I'm able to 1v1 or 1v2 some people because my champion is really fed and scales really well. Or, you know, just see kind of what can happen. But again, this is kind of the situation I'm talking about, where sometimes I'll go up on this with current wave that we see me going on right now, and a jungle will catch me because I'm 30 seconds until Baron. Whereas if I waited until the next wave that comes, there's a lot more consequences to kind of dealing with, or to the enemy going for me. But in this case, my team was there. So when my team is there, you see, like, that aggression is really useful, because then my team helps. We get the kill on the side lane, and we kind of barrel straight down to the turret, and my team can get pressure on the Baron. So kind of, you know, again, timing that aggression based on whether or not I have my team on this side of the map for me, or not, that type of thing is pretty important. And then here I'm looking for the 1v1 on Ambessa. I do get kind of scared. And then I do time the stun really well on her, and we kill her because of that second ability stun. So again, the second ability pretty OP on Fiora, pretty insane damage, pretty insane scaling, you saw. And so that's kind of the main thing we're looking for. And this is kind of where, like, you know, we do sort of turn the game around to some extent. I forget to buy items, I guess. There, that was kind of weird. But yeah, now at this point, I'm kind of looking to rotate to the team fight, see if I can help my team out or anything like that. Because I do want to make sure I still have enough pressure, like, around the Baron side when my teammate, like, my Fiora or my Vi got caught. So because Vi is dead, I do want to make sure I can stall around Baron. You know, I don't want them getting it or anything. And so I'm just kind of sitting here trying to see if I can one-shot Gnar or anything like that. He is pretty low, but he jumps away. So we're just pretty much sitting here to stall. And that's why, like, again, split pushing top laners, it's kind of like a completely unique playstyle, because it's pretty much like the entire goal is just to stall. Like, I'm constantly just looking to draw pressure and stall the game out, pretty much 24/7. And so even here, we're just looking for now the Corki here. I believe we're able to kill him pretty easily with our proto belt. Yeah, we get the combo on him. And so again, that's literally my goal, is just like, when my team needs me to stall, I'm going to go and stall. When they want me to go on the other side to drop pressure, I'm going to do that. And that's pretty much just what I'm looking for. In this case, I'm like, hey, I can actually maybe go and fight. So I'm going to go look to fight, because I am really strong and the enemy are pretty low. We already got a kill on someone, so I might as well. You can see that true damage. You're really good at melting the tanks as well. And so we do go onto the Gnar here, and he does end up dying. I believe we kill the Echo right after. Yeah, and then I don't remember if we kill Ambessa here. Not quite, but we are able to get a couple. So again, it's pretty much just stalling the game out. Like, that's all I'm doing here, because again, my Vi is dead, so we can't actually go Baron. But the more kills I get, the more pressure I draw, the closer and closer we inch back into the game, despite, again, being down a bunch of gold in the past. Now we're just even gold, not nearly as bad. And so now I'm trying to get this bottom lane kind of pressure, because again, I know if anyone goes near me, I can pretty much one-shot them. So that's what I'm looking to do on the Corki. I don't remember if I actually do one-shot him. I think I do. Yeah, I don't even mechanically play that very well, but we do still kill him. And now I have my twin guard. So I'm pretty much, again, just constantly looking for these one-shot angles. And then I use that to have enough pressure to make sure my team doesn't randomly lose Baron. My team does catch out Echo here, which is really nice. And then at this point, Jax is kind of screwed over because he does find himself too far back. So we get the stun on him, and boom, we get the kill. And this is where we start to get the Baron. And then, yeah, we're starting to kind of turn the game around, and I immediately just go back to pushing the side. I know that the enemy are probably just getting the soul, but there's nothing I can do about it. And so yeah, getting this side lane pressure, trying to get as much value of the Baron as possible. And again, now I'm just able to 1v1 pretty much anyone, so that's kind of the main thing that we look for. They do have Infernal Soul, but I'm not too worried about it at this point because of how fed I am. Like, I'm able to 1v1 anyone. I go for the Shojin last. I'm kind of trying to figure out, a lot of times the last item is kind of the item I'm less sure on. Usually Eclipse Trinity feels really, really good. After that, Sterix if they don't have anti-shield or don't have, a lot of anti-shield on champs all 1v1. Otherwise, like, Death Dancer Ma works for me. Then, like, Twin Guard, and then, like, last item a lot of times I'm a little less sure on, but Shojin feels decent. But I will continue to test things, like I said, I used to play a lot of Fiora, but I haven't played it in a super long time, so in terms of the build, in terms of the playstyle, everything, I'm a little rusty on it all, so it's fun, again, getting back into it. But here, they have a bunch of players on the side, and so what I should be doing is pretty much just waiting and stalling, rather than doing anything too aggressive. And then once I see the enemy overextend on a different part of the map, that's when I can go more aggro. But again, it's a lot about patience when you're playing these side laners. My teammate does end up getting a kill. I think I see the enemy, so I do decide that this is now the time where I can go a bit more aggro, play for the turret, that type of thing. And so we one-shot the turret with Demolish, because Demolish is kind of fun. Yeah, my team's ending up winning this fight now, and again, a lot of that's just due to the fact that we were able to stall long enough for my team to get back online. But then the Jack support does go and one-shot my team, because that's just what he does sometimes. We end up getting the stun, luckily, which was a pretty nice outplay. And again, if we hadn't gotten that stun low-key, I would have died, so it could have been really scary. But luckily we did, so we now are able to get this turret with the Baron. Ike decides to go die under the turret, because, dying under turrets is fun sometimes. Why not? Every now and again, just do that. And yeah, I think we're able to get the kill onto the Gnar. No, he runs away. That's very sad, honestly. But either way, we get 2 inhibs, so now at this point, again, we just find a recall. We spend our money on Shojin, and now that I'm a full build Fiora, again, I can just draw as much pressure as possible. Apparently, I killed that guy. I didn't mean to skip past that. But yeah, at this point, we do end up going onto the Quirky. Again, I can pretty much one-shot people with my ultimate. Could have been even a little smoother if I used my first ability right after that. Again, the combo is definitely not as smooth as they could be in that type of thing, but that's all stuff that we'll get better at the more we play this champ. But that's why I'm excited, because Fiora is a really kind of difficult champion, so there's a lot you can kind of do with it, which is what's fun, having champions that have higher limits and all that type of stuff. But at this point, because we have killed multiple of them, I'm fine with actually like being in the team fight and helping my team zone, that type of thing, rather than just split pushing, right? And again, there we're able to one-shot the Jax. Shout out to Pyke's help there. And then yeah, at this point we zone off the Elder. My teammates get Elder, and everything's pretty straightforward from here. Shout out to Pyke again for that kill. And now we're just pressuring mid lane, pressuring bot, making sure that we can get the lanes pushing. Ideally we get Baron, but if we're able to end without Baron, that's obviously fine too. And yeah, I mean, if anyone walks up as well, I can just pretty much one-shot them, which is, again, one of the reasons why Fiora is so OP. I think that's what I do here. Nearly one-shot that guy. Not quite, though. But yeah, then we're able to end the game. So just wanted to show you guys this video on Fiora, kind of talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing in the future, which is, again, playing top lane or Baron lane to Sovereign solo queue next season. So we're going to be practicing that for this season. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.